famous hanging tree of Goliad County. It was a site of extrajudicial executions. In other words, this is where they lynched Mexicans.
How many Mexicans were?
Some say 80, 90, 100, but we really don't even know. And of course, on the other side of there's the famous whipping post, where they would tie Mexicans and other people, blacks, and whip them for transgressions against the social order. Over there, we have a tree where it is said that they hung the blacks because, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Even, in Texas, we had standards. You can't lynch a black person from the same tree that you lynch a brown person. It just ain't fitting. It ain't fitting. It just ain't fitting. This is the kind of crazy racism that fueled all this. And why? It was economics. And it was also the fact that they wanted our land. In fact, they came here to take our land, and they were very successful. It's a tourist thing now here. Everything's named Hanging Tree around here. But, when you really think about it, it should give you the creeps.
The events that took place here in Goliad weren't unique. Over the next 70 years, there were 871 documented lynchings of Mexican Americans in 14 Western states.
Oh my goodness. So you mean Mexicans was lynched too? I thought it was just all black people. The funny thing is about that is like, black people, we have went through, I would say the worst of it all, as far as, the transatlantic slave trade and then the Jim Crow and that. And it was just like, it was out in the open. It was like, they made postcards and they took photographs. You can just type in Jim Crow, type in lynchings, type in slavery on Google, and it is playing for you to see our history. It's documented in photographs. They was taking pictures. They was taking pictures of crowds enjoying executing. I wouldn't call it executing. I would call it murdering, our people. It was a pastime. It was something that was just normal, just perfectly normal. But the history you don't hear about is this, about it happening to Mexicans too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know before what really started the transatlantic slave trade is the Spanish conquistadors taking Mayans and Arawak and Taino Indians back to Spain into slavery. That's something a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people don't know about the Mexican Wars, where when the Mexicans would lose, they would take them and put them on plantations in places like Veracruz, rice plantations, sugar cane and rice plantations. And so the reason I'm bringing this out is that you see there is a there's a connection there in how we all have been treated. It can't be denied. You know what I mean? It can't be denied. Even now, when I talk about, Altadena, also Pasadena, it's black and brown. And these are the communities that, of course, have been hit, as well as rich communities with this fire. But, at the end of the day, as far as insurance companies and people honoring things, those black and brown people are going to get the bad end of the stick, the worst end of the stick when it comes to any type of help or funding in rebuilding their homes. Now, when it comes to the insurance adjusters, they probably won't even go out and look at the home if you live in Pacific Palisades or you live in Malibu or something like that. They'd be like, yeah, it's approved. But my point is that we all have, a common thing that connects us. And it's a thing that maybe we don't want to look at because it is ugly. And so we look at one another and we point the finger at one another. Because I've had my fair share of seeing Mexican people racist towards black people and black people racist towards Mexican people. And the thing is, the common denominator is the racism that we both received from our oppressor. As you see in this clip, they had a hanging tree, and listen, they were so sophisticated in lynching that they said, no, this tree is for the Mexicans. We're going to hang them on that one. And this tree is for black people. We're going to hang them on this one. And now the area is, named after hanging. It's like a tourist destination. Ain't that something, y'all? That's crazy. It's diabolical. Right, Kerry, right? Pickaninny. They used to call black people pickaninnies. Pick a nick. Go pick a Nigger.
All right, shalom. Welcome to another video. And as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. All right, so this is going to be a reaction to the clip that I played in the introduction of this video. All right, going into how the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, the Southern Kingdom being the so-called Negro tribes and the Northern Kingdom being the so-called indigenous tribes, were oppressed together. Okay. We saw in the clip how Jake, was being hung from trees, both the Negroes and the so-called Mexicans. All right. Okay, that's because we're all the same people. All right, we are, children of Israel, the 12 tribes, and we're all under these curses together. All right, this is in the prophecies, and it's prophesied of in the last days, that the children of Israel, all 12 tribes, will be joined together again in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so that's a topic that we're going to go into. And Yahweh watches, the Heavenly Father's will is edifying to the elect. So I'm going to start off here in Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. All right, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Shai, power of hosts, the children of Israel," all right, that's the northern kingdom, "and the children of Judah, the southern kingdom, were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." All right, and the clip that I played in the introduction is a perfect example of that. Okay, the same punishments they were doing to us, they were doing to them as well. And I believe he mentioned the reverse Atlantic slave trade as well. All right, where they were sending over, so-called natives over to Spain and different parts of Europe, and they were enslaving them there as well. Okay, so, this is all in the prophecies, but the main place of our captivity, all right, which is the daughter of Babylon, ruled over by Esau, Edom. Okay, here we were oppressed together by the same people and judged and punished in the same ways. All right, which that video was a demonstration of it. Okay, but once again, it's in the prophecies for this to happen, so we could be joined together again as one nation. All right, let's get Jeremiah chapter 50, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, "And in those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten." And that's what we see happening. That's why you have, Israelites rising up, okay, from both sides, both southern and northern kingdom, Israelite prophets rising up, teaching out there on the highways and byways, okay, leading our people back to Zion, all right, preparing them to be joined into the Lord in that new covenant, okay. So this is all part of prophecy, all right. We were once separated, all right. We were once dry bones, but the Lord has woken us up, all right, and we're being joined together again as one nation. Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 1. It says, "The word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it, for Judah, and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions." Okay, now Judah is the southern kingdom, as I said before, and Joseph or Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. All right, she says, "Take two sticks and write their names on them." All right, in verse 17, "And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?" All right, and what is this talking about? This is talking about whether people want to admit it or not. Okay, this is talking about the chart, okay, the 12 tribes chart. All right, which, we know there's Israelites scattered in different parts of the world, but primarily, according to prophecy, Okay, these are where the Israelites are in these different respective nations. All right, and they come from these different nations, and they're here all together in Babylon the Great, being oppressed together, and they're going to be delivered together. Okay, so people, they see that 12 tribes chart, all right, which is the stick, and you see all 12 tribes written in there. All right, and they ask, what does this mean? Okay, so we tell you this is the all 12 tribes being joined back together again. Okay, verse 19, it says, say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. So we're telling them, we see that this is a representation of us, unifying. Okay, all right, the Israelites, the elect of the Israelites, all being unified together, regardless of what tribe they come from. And the sticks whereon thou ridest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. Okay, so when we go out there on the highways and byways, you see our signs, you see our posters. These are the sticks. Okay, you got the 12 tribes chart and whatever other signs that we have. Okay, but that a lot of people come by and they ask, well, what is this about, the 12 tribes of Israel? And then we tell them, just like it tells us to do so here in the scriptures. All right, it says, and say thou unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children from Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And there shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them, and so shall they be my people, and I will be their God. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. All right, and David is that, number one of the 144,000. Okay, so you got your heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, then you have Yahweh Shai, and you got King David. Okay, and the rest of the 144,000. All right, okay, but that's going to be the king, our shepherd. All right, Yahweh Shai, King David. It says, then, and they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, and my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Okay, so this is salvation right here, and it's going to happen, all right, for both kingdoms, southern and northern kingdom, being joined together once again. And it's going to start when Yahweh Shai returns and gathers the southern and northern kingdom all together at once. Okay, the elect of the southern and northern kingdom, excuse me. Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 10. It says, and in that day shall there be a root of Jesse, which Jesse was King David's father. So Yahweh Shai comes from that lineage. All right, he's a part of that stock. All right, there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. See that? Verse 13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So, okay, they're not going to be fighting it anymore. Okay? Right now, you have a lot of, you have racial hatred, so to speak, okay, between the southern and northern kingdom. That is dissipating, okay, with his truth going out. But the elect is past all that nonsense, all right, and is ready to be joined once again unto their brethren, all right. But continuing on, verse 14, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together, and they shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. See that? Okay, so what's going to happen? Okay, Judah and Ephraim, the southern and northern kingdom, are going to be joined in together join together once again, and they're going to take the other nations and put them into captivity. Okay, then the other nations are going to obey them. All right, going to bring judgment upon them. All right, starting off with the elect men. Okay, let's close out with this. Psalms chapter 60, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, O Yahweh, thou hast cast us off, and thou hast scattered us. Thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again. Thou hast made the earth to tremble, thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. And what is that banner? Let's get a quick precept on that. Okay, and we'll come right back. That banner is talking about the name of the Lord. Okay, that's that banner. That's that flag. That's what represents us. We come in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Psalms 20:5, it says, we will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners. The Lord fulfill all thy petitions. All right, see that? Okay, so that's that banner, the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that's only given to the elect. It says, continuing on, Psalm 60 and verse 4, that thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth, that thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand and hear me. The Most High hath spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice, and I will divide Shechem and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine, Ephraim also is the strength of mine head, and Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. So the Lord's going to stump all over the Edomites. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city, and who will lead me into Edom? Will not thou, O power, which hadst cast us off, and thou, O power, which didst not go out with our armies? Okay, so the Lord, the same one that got us in captivity under these heathens, is going to be the same one to come and stomp them out. It says, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. It says, through the Most High we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Okay, and that he's going to raise us up, bring us together as one nation once again, okay, and give men spiritual power to execute vengeance upon these heathen nations. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're going to close out with that. Yahweh Rachazah was edifying. All right, this has been the Negroes and Indigenous, all right, so-called, have been oppressed together. We'll be raised up together, joined as one nation together, and we'll execute judgment upon our oppressors together. Okay, so it's a beautiful lesson. Yahweh Rachazah was edifying. And until next time, shalom and abide b'ball.